Hello and welcome to The 80s, the podcast that uses your votes to determine the most totally 80s thing. Since Siskel and Ebert gave thumbs up and thumbs down to films back in the 1980s. In Cleveland, Ohio, I'm 80s film aficionado, Keith Marsteller.
And in Seattle, Washington, I'm Joe Walk, a connoisseur of fine 80s cinema.
Damn right you are. And this season, we're
at the movies.
Hey, Joe, way to try to jump the gap there. You tried to guess the time gap, and
I did. I jumped in a little early to hope that we didn't have a gap there. So I hope the audience appreciates the work that goes into this.
24 episodes in, we're still trying to perfect it this season. Well over 200 episodes now in our fourth season. Anyway, Joe, you look a little dark this week. What's happening around your house right now? Are you going to have a power outage or something?
Absolutely not, but I am in the room where my oldest child's gecko is kept. And the gecko can't have full light, I guess.
Because it's just going to screw up its day-night cycle?
I guess. And so we're not allowed to turn the lights on full blast. So I am in a dimly lit room.
You're just rolling off the actual reflection of the laptop screen tonight.
That's pretty much it. There are some overhead lights, but boy, they're not super bright. They're kind of like Pete Hegseth.
Oh,
not real bright.
Man. Hey, let's not forget RFK Jr. Joe.
Yeah.
What is the gecko's name? The audience is gonna want to know this.
The gecko's name is Harrison Ford.
How perfect! As in a couple of weeks, we'll be doing the Indiana Jones region.
There you go.
Harrison Ford. And did he name that?
Oh, he did. Very much. Yeah, he gave it a lot of thought and decided that he would go with the leading man of the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, Joe, we're doing it. You are finally, A, not working, and B, not working on directing a show.
That's right.
This is truly your first week of actual summer, it feels like.
That's right. I got about 2 weeks and then I go back to work.
So. I was about to say, when does the school year start up again?
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't know. What I like to do is I like to put off looking for the.
As long as you possibly can.
I have seen the return date, but it's not up in my head.
Yeah, I mean,
and
you'll know
I like
because
to
your
just kind
kid
of forget
has to
about
go back. One of your kids goes back, so
yeah.
That kid will have to know.
Yeah, no. I mean, no. Look. I mean, give it a week, and then I'll look at the actual dates.
Yeah, well, we don't want to depress you with this, so let's enjoy the fact it's a summer night, and you're podcasting with your friend.
That's true, Keith.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah,
can I tell you how I actually feel tonight?
How do you feel tonight?
I'm pissed, man.
Oh, what are you pissed about?
I am super pissed that Tarek Skubal is going to the Dodgers.
Oh, baseball, yes. For those who are not super baseball literate, this is the Detroit Tigers, probably best player, and one of the best pitchers in the major leagues, if not
100%.
the best, currently in the game. And he goes to an evil empire of a team that has already breaking all kinds of salary records and talent records.
Has scooped up the top available players every year for the last 5 years.
And they're the defending World Series champs.
And I'm just fucking sick of it.
And who's going to stop them? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? That's right.
Nice.
I don't know. Who's going to do it? You, Weinberg. And he just picks on Weinberg, by the way, in that scene for no real reason, unprovoked.
Yeah.
We talk about that sometimes.
So the thing is, right, is that this is the last year of Skubal's contract. He's a free agent next year. I've seen all sorts of people on social media talking about, why it's happening, and that the other owners are letting it happen because they want to they want to go ahead and trigger a lockout next season.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. And my bottom line is it just pisses me off because the major leagues are broken. And
it is completely broken, and
I'm fucking hating it.
While the Tigers' best player leaving would help the Guardians, perhaps give them a slight edge to take the division, but it's going to give the Dodgers much more than a slight edge to continue their dominance, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's just boring
I was
baseball.
so irritated that I really fucked up. And I posted on Threads. I posted, seriously, fuck the Dodgers, and granted that's not like the most well thought out argument for why it's wrong, but man, I got slammed all
you got
day
a backlash
by
today?
Dodgers fans just going, "Ooh, cry some more."
Hey, who do you dislike more, Dodgers or Yankees?
Yankees.
Still the Yankees. All right.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Just checking.
No.
All right.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Well,
Baseball,
I'm sorry
done.
that has, kind of cast a shadow over your day and the rest of the baseball season.
No, it's just dark in here, Keith.
That's not the literal shadow from the baseball thing. It's the gecko shadow.
It's the gecko shadow, yeah.
Well, Joe, we've got a matchup today of two really famous movies.
We do.
What do we got today? What are we going to talk about?
Well, Keith, this is our penultimate match in the Red Dawn region.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and it is our number 3 seed, WarGames, going up against number 4 seed, the Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Two very tonally different movies.
Very, very, very different. And they did have one thing in common. They were both box office hits. Let's talk about how much.
We're not just doing this for money. We're doing it for a shitload of money.
So our number 3 seed, WarGames, was released June 3rd, 1983, and it was directed by John Badham.
Yeah.
Or Bad Ham.
Bad Ham, when you left it out unwrapped for too long on Easter or whatever day you have ham.
And it's got like kind of rainbow kind of shine on it.
Yes, a little bit of the glaze of bacteria. That's
regardless of the status of the ham, this was number 5 in the box office rankings in 1983.
Big hit, yeah.
It was made on a $12 million budget, so not too terribly expensive. Grossed $80 million domestically and $125 million
That's
worldwide.
A big fucking
like
budget.
10 times its budget.
Big fucking profit, I should say. Yeah, 10 times.
It got 3 Oscar nominations. Best Original Screenplay for Lawrence Lasker and Walter F. Parks. Best Cinematography for William A. Fraker. And Best Sound for no one.
Yeah.
And it got no Razzie nominations.
Thank goodness.
Pretty big.
Meanwhile, the Blues Brothers was released inside the 80s just in June 20th of 1980 and directed by I think this is our 3rd time that he's been on the program, John Landis, who we consider a legendary director of the times. So far, we've had him on for Trading Places and
American Werewolf in London.
American Werewolf, right, yes.
That's it.
And he's directed many other films and the Thriller video of all things.
That's right.
But anyway, so June 20th, 1980. This in 1980 was the number 10 film of 1980. So it wasn't the biggest hit, but it was up there.
Sizable.
Now, this film, it has a really fucked up origin story of Aykroyd writing essentially a novel and Landis having to lock himself in a room for 3 weeks and turn it into a screenplay. And then kind of starting with no budget in mind. And eventually it was defined as $17 million for the budget.
Okay.
By the time production wrapped, it had cost them $27.5 million.
Oh,
Essentially, it went 57% over budget.
wow.
It did go on to gross 57.5 in America and 115 overall around the world. So it is nearly as successful as WarGames worldwide. It was not close in terms of in the US for whatever reason. There were no big awards, either good or bad, for this film, but it did have the distinction of being inducted into the National Film Registry in the Library of Congress in 2020. So it's kind of a hallmark of a cultural.
That's it.
Right? It's a cultural treasure if you get
That's it.
Put in
it's
there.
It's important
like
to the American culture.
There you go. And so we'll talk a lot about its cultural relevance when we get to cultural relevance, I guess.
Yeah, all right.
But we have two iconic scenes. And Joe, I've switched up the iconic scene that I had for you here.
Oh, okay.
Because the first iconic scene I had was gobbling up all the quotes. And so,
no, you don't want that to happen.
And this one, anyway, there are several iconic scenes. This is one of them. And if you want to set up this clip.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So this is kind of in the latter part of the movie.
Right.
After going through a whole bunch of trials, David, played by Matthew Broderick, and Jennifer, played by Ali Sheedy, bring Professor Falcon, great name, into the war room. Falcon implores the people in charge there, Mr. McKittrick and General Behringer, to think about what they are doing as World War III looms.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know what you think you could do here, Stephen.
John, good to see you. You see, the wife still picks your ties.
What has this kid been telling you?
How far's it gone?
The president's about ready to order a counterstrike. That's what we're recommending you do.
It's a bluff, John. Call it off.
No, it's not a bluff. It's real.
Hello, General Behringer. Stephen Falcon.
Mr. Falcon, you picked a hell of a day for a visit.
General, what you see on these screens up here is a fantasy, a computer-enhanced hallucination. Those blips are not real missiles, they're phantoms.
Jack, there's nothing to indicate a simulation at all. Everything's working perfectly.
But does it make any sense?
Does what make any sense?
That.
Look, I don't have time for a conversation right now.
General, are you prepared to destroy the enemy?
You betcha.
Do you think they know that?
I believe we've made that clear enough.
Then don't. Tell the president to ride out the attack.
Sir, they need a decision.
General, do you really believe that the enemy would attack without provocation, using so many missiles, bombers, and subs, so that we would have no choice but to totally annihilate them?
1 minute and 30 seconds to impact.
General, you are listening to a machine. Do the world a favor and don't act like one.
All right.
So if you heard the voices of Dabney Coleman and Barry Corbin in there, we'll talk more about them when we talk about cast. But two of my favorite '80s actors,
two powerhouse actors.
Yeah,
fucking love Barry Corbin. He just has a certain way about him that I've always enjoyed, and same with Dabney Coleman for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the actor who plays Professor Falcon, but I liked his performance in this.
John Wood, I believe that's
John
him.
Wood.
John Wood. Yeah.
All right. Now, in a completely different direction, we have the iconic scene from the Blues Brothers, and this is very much at the beginning. This is kind of a front-loaded iconic scene because it sets the plot into motion.
It's the inciting incident.
That's right. They visit Sister Mary Stigmata, a.k.a. the Penguin, at St. Helens orphanage where they grew up. And here's what happens.
Hello, boys. Nice to see you. Please, have a seat. The county took a tax assessment of this property last month. They want $5,000.
Doesn't the church have to pay that?
They would if they were interested in keeping the place. But they aren't. The Archbishop wants to sell this building outright to the Board of Education.
What's going to happen to you?
I'll be sent to the missions. Africa. Latin America. Korea.
Forget it. $5,000, no problem. We'll have it for you in the morning. Let's go, Elwood.
No, no! I will not take your filthy, stolen money. You're such a disappointing pair. I prayed so hard for you. It saddens and hurts me that the two young men whom I raised to believe in the Ten Commandments have returned to me as two thieves with filthy mouths and bad attitudes. Get out. And don't come back until you've redeemed yourselves.
And then a slammed door. Now, of course, I cut out 1 minute and 15 seconds of them saying, Jesus Christ, and then her slapping their wrists.
Yeah,
and
which you really need the visual for that.
And then, God damn it, and then another wrist slap. So I, to make the iconic scene fit under our 2-minute kind of unofficial limit, I had to cut out a little slapstick comedy there. But
I want to point out that wind you heard for the last shot, for the end of that scene, is one of my favorites, because Kathleen Freeman just kind of recedes without walking, just kind of moves back as if being blown by God
as if
the door closes.
Yes, kind of levitating backwards.
Yeah.
And so there you go. That's the setup of what we've got. Okay. And now let's find out, my friend. Did you vote for these movies? Did I? Did the audience? How did they get here? Let's find out.
The 1961 Ferrari 250 GT, California. My father spent 3 years restoring this car. It is his love. It is his passion.
It is his fault he didn't lock the garage.
Keith, our number 3 seed tonight, WarGames, is our 11th overall seed. You had it ranked, this is a top 10 movie. You had it ranked number 9. I
had it a top 10 film, for
Keith,
80s.
I had it ranked number 4. It's
Joe, this is your top 5, bro. We agree on the 80s-ness of this.
Yeah, and this is despite my never having seen it.
What in the fuck? All right. Well, and the audience...
We'll talk about it during discussion.
The audience, as an average, rated it lower than we did.
Yeah, but still pretty high.
But still pretty high.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Blues Brothers is our 14th seed in this region. It is our 54th overall seed. Now, I ranked this one number 93 in terms of 80s-ness. And Joe, you were kind of agreed with me and ranked it 83 in terms of 80s-ness.
Yeah, both of us were placing it well out of competition.
Right. Neither of us thought this film belonged here. But since it is here, we got the opportunity to watch it again and to discuss it. So we'll have fun with it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't us that brought WarGames. We did not bring the Blues Brothers. So if you just look at the math, you got around 80 points separating these. And so do I. I've got about 84 points separating them. So if we just stopped the show right now and rolled credits, you could guess.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But let's see how we feel about these films before we end the show. Let's go ahead.
The first time I didn't feel it, but this time I feel it, and I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
So, folks, let's talk Siskel, let's talk Ebert, let's talk WarGames.
Yes.
This you can go and watch their review of this on YouTube. It is out there and available. They were both pretty positive on this. Siskel maybe with some more caveats. He did not like he didn't like Professor Falcon in this. He said, take out the old professor and WarGames is terrific. With him, it's just very entertaining. While Ebert said, leave the professor in. It's fabulous and brings it all around to the themes of who should we trust. Siskel then countered, look, the movie's so much fun as it is. We don't need the ponderous lecture. He's basically talking about, how the Professor Falcon character kind of just went on and on about war and being despairing of humanity and blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Well, Ebert just found the whole thing fantastically entertaining.
Excellent. Now, is this you just, I guess, have told us this is not a film you saw in the 1980s?
I did not see it. I did read the Mad Magazine parody. And so
that does give you some context, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I knew the plot beginning to end from that.
And so today's or this week's viewing, this was the first time you've seen it.
Yes, definitely.
Tell me, how did you feel about it? With no special sauce in your brain to influence you?
I liked it.
It was a yes. It was a thumbs up from you.
Yeah. I mean, it's Matthew Broderick. You can't not like Matthew Broderick.
Right. It's we'll talk about the cast later, but when you think of Matthew Broderick in the 80s, really, in terms of 80s-ness, he's got two pillar films, and this is one of them.
It is.
And the other one will be next season,
You saw this back in the 80s, I'm guessing?
Oh, this was a VHS rental for me, for sure. And I'm pretty sure I saw this as soon as it was available on video.
Yeah. Did you relate to the Matthew Broderick character at the time?
Yeah, I was a self-taught computer guy. I mowed lawns and bought computer stuff with the money.
Uh-huh.
And took my parents a long time for them to let me have a modem because they didn't want me tying up the phone line.
Or launching World War III.
Right. Well, when we first moved to our house in Ellsworth, Joe, we had a party line, if you've ever heard of that, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh,
yeah, I do.
When you picked up that phone, it's as though it was one telephone line for 4 or 5 houses on our street. And so if you picked up the phone, like my neighbor, Kathy could be talking to somebody. And so you just hang up and wait for them to be done. Right. And so I could not justify using a computer modem during having a party line and people pick it up and just hear like, anyway.
And they would think an alien invasion was happening.
Yeah. But this had an importance to me because of my self-taught computer and the most mild possible hacking skills, that ever existed. But I could use the school computers to mess with things, but not grades. I never changed a grade like this guy did. But
I mean, I don't know. Were our grades on computers?
I doubt it. Honestly.
Or did they just have like an abacus? Yeah. Mr. Coral.
So this had an importance to me because of that.
Yeah.
It's like the very birth of personal computing, and I was right there along with that. Like I was part of that. And I found this to be rewatchable. I've seen it several times over the years.
Okay.
It's not like a huge favorite because it's not a comedy. So
yeah.
For me, rewatchable movies are usually more comedic for me.
Right. That makes sense. Me too.
So tell me about the Blues Brothers' impact on Siskel and Ebert.
So I could not find the episode where they did their review, but they did talk about this as part of their Best of 1980 episode.
Oh, great. Okay.
So I can tell you that this was on Gene Siskel's list for the best movies of 1980. He said the Blues Brothers is full of scenes like the diner scene with Aretha Franklin that express the joy and energy of big American cities. He said, I thought this was one of the few big-scale movies of 1980 that worked. I had a good time from beginning to end.
Nice.
Okay. Roger Ebert said, who was a little bit more measured, Said, I had a good time too, but I thought it was overblown. He said, I loved Belushi, I loved Aykroyd, I loved Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles. He said, I thought it was funny to have one squad car run into another squad car. It's not necessarily funnier to have 20 squad cars run into 20 other squad cars. To which Siskel replied, I like the bigness of the explosions. I liked the bigness of the crashes. So full throated enthusiasm from Gene Siskel and a more mixed bag from Roger Ebert.
But both generally saying, if they put it in the best of, probably go watch it.
Yeah, so this was not one where one of them had it in the best of and the other was like, are you crazy?
So, Joe, this feels like a film that you would have seen back then because your family very into musicals and theater, and this was in many senses a musical.
Absolutely, yeah.
Was this something you saw back then?
I did not see it until a few years later. It was probably the mid-'80s when I caught up to this.
Okay.
But I did see it in the 80s.
And how do you feel about it?
I like this movie. I like it a lot. I have watched it a few times between then and now. It's not like in my top 10 movies of all time, but I had a friend of mine in college who was a little bigger on it than I was, and I know I watched it with him. How about you? Did you see this in the 80s?
If so, I missed it as a new release for sure. Yeah. It is possible that I saw it either in 89 or 90, 91. I saw it in college at some point. And so for me, the 80s were just about over. And so, I saw it right at the tail end, let's say, or the very beginning of the 90s. And I liked it. I thought it was maybe a little lengthy. There's a lot of musical numbers in there. And
it's true.
And even though these are legendary performers, I was like, hey, let's get back to that plot,
Right.
But I like it okay. I've seen it a few times over the years.
Yeah.
But like you, for me, like an Airplane or a Stripes or Trading Places, I'll watch over and over again. And this one's one I've seen a few times. And I definitely like it, though. I just don't think that I love it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But I definitely like it. Whereas, WarGames for me is a movie I love, probably due to special sauce and the computing, the wonder of it all back then. So.
Of course.
All right. Let's get into the big discussion and adjudicate this thing. Here we go.
Let's do it.
I've thought about this quite a bit, sir. I don't want to sell anything, buy anything, or process anything as a career. I don't want to sell anything bought or processed, or buy anything sold or processed, or process anything sold, bought.
So, our number 3 seed, WarGames. Let's talk about the plot of that. So, we already talked about how Matthew Broderick is the lead. He plays a guy named David Lightman, who is a teenage hacker who breaks into what he thinks is a game company's network and starts a game of Global Thermonuclear War.
Classic.
Unbeknownst to him, or him, he has actually broken into NORAD's military computer, WOPR, WOPR.
Right.
Not like the burger. And it doesn't know the difference between simulation and reality.
And there you go. That's the entire film kind of hinges on that distinction. And artificial intelligence, like in its, which didn't really, I don't think, exist then, But people were already worried about it, obviously, right? And
I mean, like cinematically, we had 2001,
yes,
in the 60s, and this, WOPR seems kind of like a spiritual successor to that, to HAL.
Yeah, that's fair. And so the slug line for the Blues Brothers goes something like Jake Blues. That's John Belushi's character gets out of prison, and a nun tells Jake and his brother Elwood, that's Dan Aykroyd's character, that the orphanage where they grew up needs $5,000, of course, in a certain amount of time or it will close. They decide to put the band back together and throw a concert to make the money to save the orphanage. And a jilted ex-girlfriend, the Illinois Nazis, and the entire Chicago Police Department try to stop them from reaching their goal. So, here I can actually say hijinks ensue.
Oh, they do.
I think I tried to say hijinks for a drama the other day, and you called me out on it. Like, no, there's no hijinks here. Melodrama.
Yeah, no, but for this, it's legit.
This is legit hijinks. So, all right. Well, what do you want to talk about first, Joe? We got a lot of ground to cover here.
Well, I mean, so WarGames.
Okay.
Having not seen it, but just read the Mad Magazine parody.
Yes.
I didn't know what to expect, but I found it really enjoyable.
That opening scene, if you had never seen it, really intense, right?
Yeah. Also, the opening scene featured John Spencer from TV's The West Wing, and a very young Michael Madsen.
Really baby-faced Michael Madsen.
Shit. It took me a minute. I was like, fuck, is that Michael Madsen?
I mentioned that. I think I mentioned that to Marsha, and she didn't see it, couldn't see it, but it was him.
It's Mr. Blonde.
And so that was like kind of an unexpected, probably for you, appearances.
Yeah, definitely.
And they are essentially in the opening scene. For those who are struggling to remember what happens, it's a crisis. It's a launch order, and ultimately it turned out to be a training exercise gone wrong, and it almost turned into a real launch.
Yeah.
And I read that was based on something that really happened.
Oh, wow. There was like a training exercise where they tried to see if they're...
Where they loaded, they had data tapes back then, and they loaded the wrong tape, and they loaded the live fire tape instead of the training exercise tape.
Oh, wow.
Into the computer, and yikes. So they thought, hey, that's kind of a real drama. Let's use that in the film.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is a very intense scene.
Right, and the one dude, Mr. Blonde, just turns the key and is like, fuck it, I'm launching.
Yeah, and then pulls a gun on Leo from the West Wing.
Right.
To try and get him to
melts down and can't do it. He can't kill
20
20 million people and doesn't launch it.
Yeah.
I know. Hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
And they also go into all that movie lead-in of showing you the depth of how deep into a secure facility they are, and how locked into a vault where they're not getting out for a 24-hour period.
Yeah. But it's weird because like the beginning of that scene has them coming in they're running late and they're clocking in, and it's very kind of low key, and you don't know what's going on with them, and then they get in that room, and then you realize that they're monitoring the nuclear situation and in charge of launching, and then it rivets up real
crazy.
Fast.
It does, very, very quickly. So WarGames directed by John Badham, and I was Badham, and I was going to mention a couple of classics that he directed. Saturday Night Fever, Joe, is a Badham joint.
That's right.
As is your favorite, Blue Thunder, the helicopter film with Roy Scheider in it that... Did that lead to a television series?
It did.
Right?
It did, which ran at the same time as Airwolf.
Yeah, we had the competing 80s helicopters. Anyway,
the
so
Blue
John
Thunder
Badham,
TV series, I want to say, starred a very young Dana Carvey.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It was Dana Carvey, and then Roy Scheider, of course, did not do it, but they had some B-movie actor... The guy that went on to star in Finder of Lost Loves. Shit. What's his name?
I don't know.
All right. If you haven't seen Finder of Lost Loves, look it up because, man, it's a classic 80s TV theme.
Wow. I don't know that one. How have I not seen that one?
I mean, I don't think it was on very long.
It was on, apparently canceled after 23 episodes.
There you go. One season.
And Heather O'Rourke was on this show.
Yeah.
From,
played like his secretary, I think, or something like that.
And anyway, Anthony Franciosa, is that the guy you're trying to think of?
You know what? It's probable that I have him confused with someone else.
Oh, okay.
God damn it! All right, I'm not.
Anyway,
I'm wasting your time. I'm wasting your time. I apologize.
That's all right. That's one I've not heard of though that I need to check out because just looking at the hair of these characters is insane. But anyway, so back to WarGames. A lot of cool computer tech. There's a scene where he changes her grades. He meets the girl.
Right.
Girl gives him a ride home. They both have failed the same test. He changes both of their grades in that class by hacking into the high school's computer. He actually got in trouble in class so he could be sent to the principal's office so that he could peep the place where the guy wrote down the password next to his keyboard.
Right, which shows his ingenuity.
Yeah. I think the password was pencil, which is like,
right.
Come on. Do better.
I mean, this was early days, Keith. They didn't care.
I guess you're right. So
they didn't need a pass key.
So yeah, he gets the same computer magazine that I used to get, and they fictionalized it, but I know what magazine they were. I think, fictionalizing Run magazine, which was a computer programming and gaming magazine for teenagers, essentially.
Right.
And he sees about this whole new set of games coming out from this company, and he sets out to hack into it.
Right.
By dialing every number in every exchange in that city where the game company is.
Now, Keith, was that a realistic tactic for 1983?
You could do it. It is possible to do it, but your phone bill would be fucking $1,000.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Yeah. Back in those
Keith,
days.
Real quick time out here, because I couldn't let it go, and I did look it up. But the Blue Thunder TV series starred, along with Dana Carvey, it starred James Ferrantino.
Oh, Jimmy Ferrantino, yeah,
but then also featured Bubba Smith and Dick Butkus.
Bubba Smith and Dick Butkus of Miller Lite fame, both football players.
That's right.
Bubba would be in the Police Academy series,
yes,
let's say, I think, of 5 films.
Good God.
all in the last 5 years of the 80s. That's how fast those things came out.
It's a sick world, Keith.
So a lot of 80s stuff, which will hit in the pillars, going on in WarGames, but the most obvious thing is the Cold War.
Right. Yeah. No. It's all about the threat of nuclear annihilation. That's the
from
movie.
Russia. Yeah.
Yeah.
These nuclear attacks are not coming from Zambia. They're not coming from Australia, right?
Right.
Yes. It's not random. It's not a fictionalized world. It's very much a snapshot of the U.S. at that moment.
Yeah, which to me, this is why I rated it so highly.
Yeah,
despite not having seen it, because I knew that it was very, very much a Cold War movie.
Yeah, it's one of a handful, along with Red Dawn, that has a fucking region named after it. I mean, there's a solid set of 3 or 4 films that I think about when I think Cold War, and this is right up there with Red Dawn for me in that Red Dawn is more visceral and action oriented, and there's actual killing in it, and this is more cerebral and more of a thought experiment.
No actual bloodshed, and you don't have a grim faced Charlie Sheen turned into a killing machine.
That's right. Oh yeah, and you don't have. Right, C. Thomas Howell losing touch with reality and becoming a mercenary killer. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so that's kind of a general setup of the WarGames, and with the Blues Brothers film, Joe. So I'm watching it again, this week, and I'm like, man, all this for $5,000. It just sure didn't seem like a lot of money. I did a little conversion. It's about $23,000 or $24,000 today, which would be hard to come up with in a couple of days or under a week if you were a recently released convict with no job. And
absolutely.
Was it? Have I already forgotten? Was it mentioned what Elwood is doing to make money? Like,
no.
Did he have a job that he quit on camera? I don't recall that happening.
No, they don't really say what he's been doing while Jake was in jail.
Yeah.
Other than fetching Cheese Whiz for the old guy in the flop house.
He did have that guy's Cheese Whiz, which was
that's a lovely moment.
Which, the thing that he gave him, I guess that's like calling any tissues Kleenex. Like he said Cheese Whiz, and that what he threw him was not Cheese Whiz. That was like a spray cheese that is not the Cheese Whiz brand. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it was generic spray cheese.
Yeah. Cheese Whiz was like in a jar. I don't know if Cheese Whiz ever had a spray cheese.
That's weird because in my head, it's a spray cheese.
Oh.
Easy Cheese, I guess, was maybe the one I'm confusing.
Easy cheese is definitely a spray cheese.
Yeah. Oh my God, I saw. Sorry, way off
I'm sure
topic.
Cheese Whiz capitalized on the spray cheese craze.
I saw a video online this week of a kid who basically had a Spider-Man web shooter kind of setup, and he hooked a can of Cheese Whiz in there.
Oh.
It's probably like a Spider-Man thing that was meant to shoot silly string.
Yeah,
he put Cheese Whiz in there and sprayed his ant with Cheese Whiz. It was beautiful, man.
Yeah. So were you speaking of cheeses of the 80s and maybe the 70s, we had Velveeta in our house a lot. Were you a Velveeta family?
We were not really. No, we got like American cheese from the deli. We didn't do a lot of Velveeta-ing.
Okay.
So it was kind of, like exotic.
That is exotic, yeah. And we had Cheese Whiz at least at some point in the 80s in a can a jar like you would have peanut butter or jelly and then
mayonnaise,
Cheese Whiz. So you would spread it with a knife onto bread and stuff. Those were the days, huh? Anyway.
So the Blues Brothers, was birthed from Saturday Night Live.
Right.
For anyone who is unfamiliar.
Right.
Basically, this started as a thing that Aykroyd and Belushi talked Lorne Michaels into letting them do on SNL, where they would come out and perform as these characters. They just do musical numbers, and it was, a recurring bit on SNL.
Right. And when it went to a full feature-length film, I just, at the time, was kind of like, how are they going to spread that out over an hour and a half? Well, they spread it out over 2.5 hours, as it turned out. And the way they did it was by essentially making a time capsule of a certain era of music.
Yeah.
By getting some of the greatest performers who have ever lived to, do these musical numbers.
It's true.
And I was reading about the production of this, right? So you got, there's a fucking murderer's row of performers here. James Brown.
Yep.
Aretha Franklin.
John Lee Hooker.
Ray Charles is the music store guy. Their friend
Cab Calloway.
Curtis is Cab Calloway, for Christ's sake.
Who does his signature number.
He does eventually do that in the thing. But what I read an interview from Landis saying so we had everyone sing the performance on a track, and then we played the track back when we were doing the scene, and you just sing to the track and it'll look like you're performing it. That's how he did music videos. That's how you do these things. But then he realized, oh shit, these legendary performers never sing a song the same way twice.
Right.
They change a note here, they bend a note there, they hold something longer here, and they bring it all back within the rhythm, but it's never the same. And so all the takes of Aretha Franklin looked way off vocally, you know, and then they were like, I don't even know what to do, you know, with like James Brown.
Yeah.
So they had to just shoot his thing kind of live and mix in the track after the fact, kind of, because he just couldn't come anywhere close to. So
yeah, but I mean, like the Ray Brown, the James Brown thing. There's a lot of shots. It's a huge dance number.
Yeah,
and so the actual shots of James Brown are not like. No, they're not lengthy. It's not like we're focused on him the entire time.
They can't stay on him. They can't stay on Aretha. They're constantly cutting between multiple cameras so that you don't see how out of sync her lips are with the action.
I think it's more evident in the Aretha scene.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the church full of dancers to distract you.
So
or cutting outside to the people outside the music store.
Of course.
In the Ray Charles scene.
Yeah, they just cut away. That became one of his strategies when they got too far away from the track.
Mm-hmm.
Cut away to some B-roll of folks dancing outside. Cut to the background, the backup dancers, the backup singers. You know,
right?
But that was kind of a budgetary overflow and time overflow thing he didn't see coming. He thought that would be the easiest thing in the world. Is you go in and sing. I mean, you already had him on tape.
Right.
Go in and shoot it in one take and move on. And it would take him 20 takes to get anywhere close. And
I got to guess that another reason they went over budget is because of just the sheer amount of cars that they wrecked for this movie.
Well, Joe, funny you should mention that. I happen to have a toy on this that I got while I was waiting to get started tonight. And you may have read this also, but the Blues Brothers set a Guinness World Record for most cars destroyed in a film. Now, in the shooting of the Blues Brothers, 103 cars were completely totaled.
Wow.
And that includes 60 police cruisers that were totaled out. Now, there were some that were damaged that aren't counted here, but 103 and 60 of those police cruisers, they bought 60 old police cruisers for $400 each back then.
Wow.
And they had a 24-hour body shop running on site to patch cars back together between takes just to run long enough to run into each other again, essentially.
I mean, I got to imagine that they had quite a number of them that were just beyond salvaging after one take.
Right. And so the chase scenes and the of which there are a few in this, are just ridiculous. And
it's so over the top.
It's beyond, like, you've seen police incompetence in like Smokey and the Bandit or the Cannonball Run, where somebody pulls a slick move and 3 cop cars run into each other. We're talking, Joe, about a volume of 60 cop cars.
The mall scene alone, just the destruction wrought and the number of cars that are trashed. But again, that's why I love. That's one thing I love about this movie.
Yeah,
there's the ridiculousness of it.
It's ridiculously over the top.
The fact that when the Nazis go off that ramp, the bridge to nowhere, whatever, then they're shown falling basically through, like, from the sky.
They're higher than the fucking Sears Tower at that point.
Right.
Somehow. They fall 1,200 feet or something.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
It is. I mean, you get a lot of time to enjoy the Nazis dying and the one professing his love for the other. And great moment in cinematic history.
It's a good moment for the great Henry Gibson.
I probably should have. I should have pulled that for one of the quotes. Oh well.
Oh, sorry. I did not pull that one for you. Sorry.
That's all right. So there you go. That's, John Landis has had some legendary, he was Animal House, American Werewolf, Trading Places, Thriller, and this. I mean, And then he would go on to do a bunch more stuff in the 80s and 90s. And
yeah.
Truly legendary for pulling this together and making it work.
Can I throw a toy out there?
I would love for you to throw a toy. Hit toy.
So I don't remember what movie it was, but Landis was working with Chevy Chase.
Okay.
And to background, you know that John Landis worked on the Twilight Zone movie,
right?
And it was during his segment that a stunt went horribly wrong, and
that's when
actor
Vic Morrow passed away.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, people died.
Yeah.
So later, after that, he was working with Chevy Chase in the movie, and they did not get along.
Probably Three Amigos is what I'm guessing.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were having a fight, and John Landis said, "I'll kill you," and Chevy Chase shot back, "How? You don't have a helicopter here."
Oh shit.
Which I hate Chevy Chase, but man, that's a solid burn.
That is a terribly sick burn.
Yeah.
Damn. That one cuts deep.
Yeah.
Well, he is legendarily, Chevy is a legendary asshole, so.
That's true.
That makes sense. Whew. Well, Joe, are you ready to let's detail the pillars? You ready to do this?
It, man. I'm ready to dive right in here.
All right, because I don't know, I might have some controversial numbers in here, but we'll find out.
Oh, okay. All right. That's right. All right, so let's talk about the cast of WarGames. You've got Matthew Broderick. You've got Ali Sheedy, a verified Brat Packer.
Yes.
You've got Dabney Coleman, and who, we also saw in 9 to 5 and Tootsie.
Cloak and Dagger, which didn't make the list here, but
lots of stuff in the 80s. Yeah,
very 80s film. Yep.
Barry Corbin, character actor who you saw in all sorts of things, including Lonesome Dove. Which is one of my absolute favorite TV miniseries of all time.
Barry Corbin has been in a million fucking things, and he's still in them.
That's right.
He may have passed recently, but he's been in stuff well into the 20s, into the 2000s.
Yeah, if you were in the early 90s, if you were a fan of Northern Exposure, he was on there.
Yeah.
Then we had John Wood, I mentioned before, played Professor Falcon.
Yeah.
Had Michael Ensign, I don't remember who he played. John Spencer, Michael Madsen, we talked about before. Maury Chaykin, who when David goes to talk to the hackers at, was it a school or
right.
Something. Maury Chaykin was one of the guys that he consulted about. Hey, what can you tell me what this is? The other guy was Eddie Deason. Now, Maury Chaykin, character actor who has done a million things. You'd know him if you saw him. Eddie Deason was a comedian who also played the hardcore nerd in Grease.
Oh wow! Okay.
And if you saw Steven Spielberg's 1941, Eddie Deason was the guy that had the dummy who was trapped on top of the Ferris wheel with his father, I think.
Oh wow! Okay.
So all those folks plus Paul V. Becerny as Paul the Technician. I'm amazed that they cast a guy named Paul to play Paul the Technician.
Who'd have thought it? So, Broderick is in this.
Yeah.
He's in a film called Project X.
That's right.
In the 80s. He's in a film called Lady Hawk that we've referred to on this podcast before.
That's right.
And then, of course, one of the most iconic roles of the entire decade, he is Ferris Bueller.
He is. Matthew Broderick is Ferris Bueller.
So he's not a Brat Packer necessarily. He's more Brat Pack adjacent.
Yeah, but I mean that's the same level of
he's in
80s.
He's in the level.
Yeah.
Ali Sheedy, like you said, unequivocally in the article that came out, it defined her as in the Brat Pack 4.
That's right.
This film, The Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire. She was also in Short Circuit,
right,
with Gutenberg
and was it Made in Manhattan?
to Order?
Made to Order. Okay.
Yes.
Made in Manhattan was J-Lo. I apologize.
Right. And so tons. I'm real close on saying Ali Sheedy has more 80s cred than Matthew Broderick even.
I mean,
I'm real close to saying.
You could argue that.
Dabney Coleman, we've mentioned his resume with 9 to 5, Cloak and Dagger, Tootsie, this film. What do you take this cast to be? It's not a giant ensemble cast, but it's got a couple.
It's got
hitters.
Some heavy hitters. So for me, this gets into the red zone. I gave it an 8.
All right, red zone for me as well. I don't know why. I gave it an 8.5. I wanted to give it a 9, but I backed it down because it's only got
for Eddie
2
Deason,
of the
wasn't
hitters.
it?
What's that?
It was for Eddie Deason. You're like, 0.5 for Deason.
0.5 for fucking Deason, yes.
There you go.
So 8.5, strong cast for sure.
Yeah.
All right, now the Blues Brothers, I'll get started off. The cast, of course, the main characters, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. And then you've got John Candy and Carrie Fisher in there. And then we've mentioned Cab Calloway, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, James Brown, and John Lee Hooker.
Yep.
And then in cameos, we do have, Denny pointed this out a couple weeks ago, Frank Oz is a property officer. Actually, he was a property officer first in this film, and then was brought back by the same director to do the same thing in Trading Places.
He was, yeah.
Fucking great. And then I've got cameos of Pee Wee Herman as a waiter.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens, performing as Paul Rubens.
We know him as Pee Wee Herman as a waiter. And Steven Spielberg makes a cameo as a tax clerk in this at the end of the film.
That's right.
Who else do you want to mention that's in this cast that I didn't just mention, if anyone?
So we have Twiggy as the woman, the motorist who is romanced by Elwood, by Elwood. The great Charles Napier as the leader of the Good Old Boys. Singer Steve Lawrence plays their agent.
Oh my God, that's right. I remember that. And then, of course, the Nazi guy you mentioned already,
Henry Gibson from TV's Laugh-In played the head of the Illinois Nazis. Stephen Bishop, the singer, who also made an appearance in Animal House as the charming guy with a guitar, played a charming trooper in this one. And then let's talk about the band. Steve Cropper, Donald Duck Dunn, Murphy Dunn, Willie Hall, Tom Malone, Alan Rubin, Lou Marini, Matt Murphy, who played the band. And these were actual legendary session musicians.
Real musicians, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And they were very, I mean, they weren't great actors in this, but they were very charming.
No, they were a level of acting that made you realize, hey, these are real musicians.
That's right. That's right. Like, oh shit, they must be actually playing those instruments because they can act.
But they were better actors than the Revolution in Purple Rain.
Fuck yeah.
So
no, and it helped that they weren't doing any kind of drama. They would each have, like, in each scene they would have like one funny line.
One line, yeah. Just get that line out.
With the exception of Alan Rubin, who played Mr. Fantastic or Mr. Wonderful. Who was the maitre d'. He had a little bit more acting to do than the rest of them.
The cred for these actors. John Belushi did Neighbors and
Continental Divide.
Oh, I didn't remember Continental Divide. There you go. And then
and 1941.
Was that in the 80s or was that?
That was in 1980 or possibly 79. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 79.
But either way, he passes away in 82, I think.
Yeah.
And so he didn't get a chance to be a massive 80s star necessarily.
He would have,
but he definitely was a star. I mean, there's no doubt about his star power from SNL and Animal House and all that stuff. Huge star.
Yeah.
But he did owe his stardom from starting in the 70s, right? But,
right, that's true.
Dan Aykroyd, we had, he was also in Neighbors. We know he was in Trading Places. We just talked about it. He would go on to Ghostbusters, Spies Like Us, Dragnet, and several others that I'm not thinking of right now, I'm sure.
Yep.
Carrie Fisher.
I mean, who?
You know, goes without saying, right? Empire, Jedi in the 80s.
Under the Rainbow.
Oh my God, you've mentioned that movie. I still haven't seen it. The
and
Burbs.
then also When Harry Met Sally.
And When Harry Met Sally, yes.
My God, she was so fucking good in that movie.
She was just good in pretty much everything, honestly.
Yeah. Carrie Fisher.
And then we have John Candy, who really came into his own in the 80s with Stripes, this, Splash, Spaceballs,
Uncle Buck, Home Alone.
Right. And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, yeah.
And
Just a
so
whole shit ton.
There's so, and then I'm not going to give any points for Cab Calloway, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, James Brown, or John Lee Hooker for 80s-ness, right?
Nor for anyone in the band.
But Pee-wee Herman, Steven Spielberg, and Frank Oz combined, I'd give them a point.
Yeah.
What did you end up with for the Blues Brothers cast? This was a tough call because there's a lot of 70s hangover here.
I gave it a 3, Keith.
Oh, wow. You were really down on it.
I really was.
I think because of the vast volume of Aykroyd films and Carrie Fisher and John Candy films, I ended up thinking this was above average 80s star power, even though I'm not putting it in the red zone, mind you, but I gave this a 6.
Okay.
So quite a double of what you gave.
I can respect that. Again, most everyone I'm seeing on screen here, most everyone I just think of as 70s.
I feel you on that for sure. Yeah. I was just like, I think of these folks as becoming famous in the 70s, but they had a pretty good output in the decade of the 80s. A lot of these folks. True. All right. Well, now we've got soundtrack, Joe.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to save you a lot of time because the WarGames soundtrack. Well, you can tell me about it, and then I'll play you a sample.
It's mostly a score by a guy named Arthur B. Rubinstein. It's a decent movie score. It claims that there are 2 songs by The Beepers on here, which I'm gonna guess maybe were played in the arcade or something. But
that would be the only place I was looking for pop music in there, and I didn't really find it.
Right. There was a Crosby, Stills, and Nash song written for the movie that wasn't in the movie, but had a video on MTV that featured footage from the movie.
Now that is wild.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find that. What is the title of it? WarGames?
Nah, you know what? I don't remember the title of it, but again, it's not going to be in Crosby, Stills, and Nash's greatest hits, I'm sure.
Right. Okay, wait. I think I found it. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Really?
If we stopped this right now, there's no way in hell I would say this was CSNY.
Can you stop your instincts? Can you man your thought control?
All right.
Can you give the last command?
All right. So it didn't make the film, though, right? They put
Did not
it out
make it in the film, no.
Outside of the film. Interesting.
Yeah.
Here is what did make the film from Arthur B. Rubinstein here. I just pulled... I mean, this could be... It has that kind of... Could be from the E.T. soundtrack or something,
Pretty generic orchestral score.
Yeah. So there is nothing really tying this to the 80s for me, other than it had a little synth in it.
Right.
On occasion.
Right.
But I'm giving this a 1 for 80s-ness, Joe. I'm not giving it much.
Yeah, I gave it the same. I gave it a 1.
Now, does the Blues Brothers have one of the most legendary soundtracks of any movie of all time?
Absolutely.
It absolutely does.
Tons of R&B, soul, and jazz classics. Classics.
I'm going to plow through some of these. You see the list there. You can help me, announce these, but...
Yeah, so we have the Blues Brothers performing Everybody Needs Somebody to Love.
So, and then there's a ton of these. So you read them off, I'll flip to it.
All right. We have the legendary Aretha Franklin performing her hit "Think." We have the great John Lee Hooker performing "Boom Boom."
Oh man, this is great.
We have Ray Charles doing his "Shake a Tail Feather."
I mean, it's great music.
Yeah. Cab Calloway doing his signature song, Minnie the Moocher.
Oh, which you might know from the part, let me see if I can. Of course, it doesn't have the lyrics linked up to the music here, so this part. Anyway, yeah.
And there were other songs performed by the Blues Brothers and their band, like "Sweet Home Chicago."
Oh, man. Let's see.
Which they do during their concert at the end. The soundtrack featured one of the all-time great TV themes, the Peter Gunn theme, written by Henry Mancini.
Oh, yeah. Let me jump ahead a little bit.
And if you played Spy Hunter in the 80s, you know this song.
Yeah. I was incredulous that Spy Hunter, a little game, was able to secure the licensing for this song. Yeah.
Hell yeah. They also performed "Gimme Some Lovin'," classic from the Spencer Davis Group.
Yeah, let's see.
And then over the closing credits, they played "Jailhouse Rock" by Elvis Presley.
Which, because, they're in jail.
Right. So it's timely. Now, not on this list you have are two of my favorites that they perform in the movie. When they are at the Roadhouse, they performed this theme from Rawhide, which is a classic.
Yes, they sure do, don't they? That didn't make the actual soundtrack, but yes.
Right.
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. I still found a copy of it. Hang on. Because this is good. It's...
I think this is probably the original, right? By Frankie Lane.
Oh, is it? Let's see.
I think so.
Wait, this one, let me try it.
There you go. That's them, I think, right?
Yeah, this is them.
And then they also do a great cover of "Stand By Your Man."
Oh, I love this, the Head 'em Up. Anyway, that's great. And they do a "Stand By Your Man" to try to appease the crowd at the...
That's right. And it works. And I love that part of the scene because there's every couple in the place like gazing lovingly at each other while these guys do a not great version of a Tammy Wynette song.
And that did not make the soundtrack, but it is in the film for sure.
Right.
Now, this is an incredible homage, if you want, or like I was saying, like a time capsule. It's definitely someone who loves this music, and lovingly crafted this to display all these legends, right?
Right.
But I'm sorry, none of it is 80s or even close to 80s.
No,
There's
nowhere near.
It's
0.0.
I had to, it hurt, but I had to give this a 0, Joe. There's nothing remotely 80s about this.
My notice here, none of these songs is the least bit 80s. However, I did own a couple of Blues Brothers cassettes, including the soundtrack to this, and I did listen to them.
Nice.
So it's slightly part of my 80s. I gave it a 1, Keith.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, there's an experiential component there. So,
yep.
So be it.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, if you gave that a 7, I was just gonna hang up on you.
Of course not, Keith.
No,
what do you take me for?
All right, now the art design.
Art design. Oh man. All right. So let's talk about the arcade scene.
Yeah.
In the early part of WarGames, man.
Incredible. You got a classic 80s game, Galaga.
Yeah.
He's playing the challenging stage. He hands it off to a little kid who.
Right.
There's we've all played that challenging stage. I mean, that was the most fun part. You survive, you get to a challenging stage, and you just get to wail on those pricks like over and over again.
Yeah. It was great. It takes you right back. So beyond that, the costumes, like all of Matthew Broderick's outfits, took me right back to '83. Especially there's one scene where he's wearing a 3/4, like a jersey style 3/4 sleeve shirt. With the gray with the green sleeves. And man, I fucking had that shirt.
You had essentially that
same shirt. But I mean, like all of the costumes for all the young people in the movie, because there's a lot of people on army bases and stuff. But the costumes for the young people were all super 80s.
There was one point when Ali Sheedy's character takes a phone call and she was working out.
Yeah,
and she had the leg warmer and leotard.
Yes, she did. Yep,
classic 80s workout gear look.
100%.
And so yeah, there's that, and there is the incredible screens and displays at the Cheyenne Mountain War Room. Which at one point the director said, like, NORAD wished they had this good of a situation room, like because they saw the situation room that they actually had, and there were no big screens. It was all just a bunch of small terminals with. Some of which had fucking paper printouts, Remember computers with direct paper feed printouts and stuff? So anyway, this was
the Whopper computer itself.
Yes.
No longer the stereotypical, 2 rooms of computers, computer banks that you think of from 70s movies or 60s movies, but it definitely was huge.
It was huge. I read that was created by their props department, and it was entirely made of wood. And lights from a stereo system.
Nice.
And then it was sprayed and lacquered up to look metallic, and it worked. I mean, it does
worked.
Look good on camera.
Definitely.
I also love the sound, which is part of the design here of Joshua. The terminal sound, and the
modem.
Every time anyone types anything, it makes a little sound, which is of course fake, but it sounded very cool, very 80s to me. And the modem, yes. And so there's a lot going on in this that is very 80s to me. But it's also not Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. It's not.
That's true.
Right. And it's not going to be even Valley Girl. But I gave this...
It's not in your face.
What did you give this? I gave it a 7,
I gave it an 8,
I'm thinking about bumping it up one more. Yeah, it feels like a 7 or 8 right in there. It's not quite that top tier, 'cause it's not in your face, but it's really solid 80s. All right, Joe, tell me how you approached the art design of the Blues Brothers. I mean, Chicago of that era. Late 70s,
but
early.
This is for me. This is, it was shot in 1979, and it looks like it was shot in 1979. It is, to me, utterly late 70s. Keith, I gave this a 0.0.
Oh, well, let me play that out for you, buddy.
0.0.
I've been struggling with what to give this. I didn't know if I needed to give the suits and hats and sunglasses a point or not, because of that's more of a classic look than a specifically 80s look, right?
There were not a ton of people in the 80s running around in those Blues Brothers types outfits,
Yeah, right. The only thing that I actually had in the entire film was their Ray-Bans, those sunglasses, essentially. I I think I'm gonna have to join you. I had a low number. I'm gonna join you in a 0.0 on that. It looks
all right, then.
Exceptionally 70s. And I was trying to think if I think what I'm gonna do is give iconic prop points to a couple of things at the end, even if they're not very 80s. Okay, what's that leave us with? Let's see.
All right, we're up to quotes, man.
Quotability. All right. Let's start with WarGames. And interestingly, the famous quotes from this film aren't really said by the two stars of the film.
Right.
The most famous quote, perhaps, is...
this box just interprets signals from the computer and turns them into sound.
Shall we play a game?
Oh.
Shall we play a game? So,
right.
You know, I think this sequence is pretty iconic. I don't know if it was necessarily quotable.
How about Global Thermonuclear War?
Wouldn't you prefer a good game of chess?
Later, let's play Global Thermonuclear War.
Fine.
All right.
But like both of those quotes, I was aware of even having not seen the movie.
Right.
So, I mean,
like just the phrase global thermonuclear war kind of became quotable, I guess.
Right.
People didn't say it like that, but shall we? A lot of people misquote "shall we play a game" as "would you like to play a game?" I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it is frequently misquoted.
Because people are stupid, Keith.
People are stupid. Then, near the end, the computer realizes...
After being taught...
Game. The only winning move is not to play. How about a nice game of chess?
So yeah, the only winning move is not to play.
There you go.
How about a nice game? He again offers him a nice game of chess. Okay. And then probably my favorite line is when the character actor, help me with his name
Barry
again.
Corbin?
The general. When Barry Corbin...
As General Behringer.
As General Behringer says this to McKittrick.
Mr. McKittrick, after very careful consideration, sir, I've come to the conclusion that your new defense system sucks.
There you go. I know I did kind of themes and variations on that as a teenager.
Yeah.
Saying like, after, careful thought and consideration, I've decided that your X, Y, Z, sucks.
Nice.
So I quoted that one.
Okay.
But this isn't that quotable of a film, Joe,
I agree.
A few zingers here that here and there, but the dialogue between Broderick and Sheedy is not like it is in quotable like The Breakfast Club or something, right?
Not at all. Yeah.
So where'd you end up with this one?
Keith, I gave this a 2.
That's fair. I knew I was going to go below average.
Yeah.
And I had penciled in a 4, but I'm going to reduce that to a 3 here.
All right.
And after really looking at it, it's not that quotable. All right. Now the Blues Brothers, on the other hand,
right,
has several things, and you gave me a few of these. I grabbed a few of these. This one, have you said this first one before?
I have not said it, but I have heard. I mean, I know this line and have heard it out of context of the movie.
Yeah, and this is said 4 times in the film
right.
Always, I think, by Aykroyd, right?
Yeah.
We're on a mission from God.
We're on a mission from God.
Got that Chicago accent in there.
That's right. And then they go around and tell all their former bandmates that
we're putting the band back together.
Forget it. No way.
We're on a mission from God.
Oh,
there you go. There's another instance of we're putting the band back together. They must have said that 4 or 5 times in the film.
Absolutely. Next one is one of my favorites. it's a great Aretha quote.
All right, here we go.
Don't you blaspheme in here. Don't you blaspheme in here.
In fact, I just love that she says it twice.
And the second time, there's a slight,
Don't you blaspheme in here. Don't you blaspheme in here.
just slightly different intonation in this second one is great.
Yeah.
Somehow, John Belushi's delivery of this has become classic. Here we go.
Hey, what's going on?
Those bums won their court case, so they're marching today.
What bums?
The fucking Nazi party.
Illinois Nazis. I hate Illinois Nazis.
So I hate Illinois Nazis is a classic line.
All right, the next line, Joe, they're going down the highway, right? And
they come across a country bar. They go in and talk their way into a gig that they did not have booked. They talk to the bartender ahead of time, and they ask her about the music.
We'll be here all night. You see, we're the band.
You are? Oh, gee, that's nice.
What kind of music do you usually have here?
Oh, we got both kinds. We got country and western.
I have heard that quote used a number of times in real life.
And the next quote, Joe, if you want to set it up, I think it's the most iconic quote.
I definitely.
So we say
people because it's a little intricate,
yes.
Right? And people take pride in quoting it exactly. So this is toward the climax of the film when they have completed their fundraising or their publicity for the band. They've survived an attack by Carrie Fisher, and they need to get to the gig. Or sorry. This is after the gig. They need to get to the
money
assessor's
to the
office to get the money where it's supposed to go. Yeah,
to redeem themselves,
right.
Essentially. And here we go.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
There you go. Variations on that have been said on road trips for the past 46 years since that was said. Yeah.
And then the next one I threw in there because my dear friend Chris Seiler used to throw this one out all the time in college.
Who wants an orange whip? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips.
The old John Candy, orange whip. And I pointed this out to you via text that the show Community, once again, homage to Dan Harmon's favorite things, has Jeff Winger ask people, has a lot of characters say, whatever the thing is that he wants to do, he'll ask everybody,
Right.
Yard marks at Skeepers, yard marks. He'll go around and do that over and over again. So Orange Whip kind of lived on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, what do you give this for quotability, Joe? I didn't think it was a 10.
It's
above average.
Yeah, definitely above average. I gave it a 7, Keith.
That is right where I landed also. I gave it a 7 because I knew enough lines, but I don't have a library of them like I have from an Airplane or something that I gave a 10 to,
Right.
Or a Empire Strikes Back or, things like that we've given 10s to along the way.
There you go.
All right. Well, that leaves us finally with cultural relevance, Joe. And let me make a case for the cultural relevance of WarGames. Did you read this? That President Reagan screened this opening weekend.
I did not.
And then he talked to his generals to find out if this was actually possible. And their answer contributed to something called NSDD 145, the first United States National Cyber Security Directive. So this film caused him to think about trying to lock this shit down, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and I guess after he saw Project X, he asked if we were experimenting on monkeys.
Probably. Well, he'd already been in several films with monkeys.
That's true. So he probably felt that movie very deeply.
I thought this film essentially invented the teenage hacker archetype.
Definitely.
It captured the moment that is the birth of home computing that I was all in on myself.
Right.
The other thing I have in here, and in doing that, sales of home modems jumped 500% after this film came out.
No shit.
500%. Right after the film opened, modems just started flying off the shelves.
All right.
And the final thing I had is, it's not a quote. I didn't put this in the quotes, but the idea of DEF CON entered our lexicon after this film. Most people get it wrong and say we're at DEF CON 5 and they think they mean war, but that's actually peace.
Right.
But you've heard, how many times have you heard people refer to DEF CON since this movie came out, right?
I mean, a lot through the years.
A lot. So, anything you wanted to add to the cultural relevance of war games?
I mean, I hadn't thought about any of that stuff. Those are all good points. For me, it was like, this is another step in Matthew Broderick's rise.
Yes.
To stardom. And then just its Cold War message was incredibly relevant.
And so for all of those reasons, Joe, I slapped a heavy red 9 on this for cultural relevance. I went high.
You know what, Keith? I gave this a 5. I'm bumping it up to an 8 based on your observations there.
Oh, excellent. All right. Now, if you want to lead the discussion on the Blues Brothers cultural relevance,
sure.
I'll be happy to then add to that after.
So this was the very first SNL movie.
Shit.
Many SNL movies came after this.
Yeah.
Mostly shit.
A lot of shit. Some good, but mostly shit. Yeah.
I mean, let's talk Night at the Roxbury, Keith.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. Yeah, but this is the first one. I was actually very surprised looking at the credits for this. Lorne Michaels was not a producer on this.
Not
movie.
Involved.
Yeah. He was, and I think maybe the lesson he took from this is, I need to be a producer on all subsequent SNL movies, which he was. You could say that this movie is responsible for a chain of clubs / restaurants from the 90s and beyond.
Okay.
This movie had a belated and awful sequel.
Yeah, it did spawn a sequel. You're right. It near the end of the 80s, I think it just made it inside the 80s with John Goodman.
John Goodman and Blues Brothers 2000. And then also again these guys performed concerts as the Blues Brothers. They sold cassettes.
Right.
Of their music albums. So, I mean, it had some
car
cultural
chase
cachet.
Sequence set records that stood for years. Mission from God entered the cultural vocabulary.
Right.
We said it's a time capsule and reverence vehicle for all of those great artists that we mentioned.
Right.
And just as a reminder, it made it in the National Film Registry. So
it did.
So, for those reasons, I gave it a pretty high cultural relevance of 7. I could consider even one higher. Where did you come out?
Keith, you know what? I gave this a 5, just like I gave WarGames, but I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to a 7 as well.
Yeah, you made a good argument, and then the other stuff I had, I was like, yeah, it's a very well-known film.
It is, yeah.
All right, now bonuses, Joe. I gave a +1 for the Bluesmobile as an iconic prop.
Okay.
Do you have? I have +1 for John Landis. I assume you also do.
I gave for WarGames. I gave a +1 to John Badham because he did WarGames and Blue Thunder both in 1983. And I'm like, well, respect to you, John Badham.
Yeah.
For the Blues Brothers, I gave Landis a bonus point, but then also because Landis had this, and I don't know how long he kept doing it, but he had this gag that he would insert in his films. Every all three movies that we've watched so far, there's a movie poster somewhere in there for a fictional movie called See You Next Wednesday.
Oh my God. I did not know that. That's awesome.
It's in American Werewolf in London. It's in the subway or the underground. There's there. It's in Jamie Curtis's bedroom
Apartment.
in Trading Places, and in this one, it's maybe a billboard. I want to say.
I love it. I love that. I have to go look that up now. That's awesome. I gave a +1 for the Blues Brothers needing an exact amount of money trope.
Nice.
To defeat the bad thing or people.
Yep.
And I had to give a +1 for the big board in WarGames as an iconic visual thing that blew my mind. I still don't know how they did that so well back then.
Yeah.
The big board with the missiles and the
right
subs and all the explosions. It blew my mind then, and I still am like, how the fuck did they make that back then? So I gave a few of those out. If you have any other bonuses, say them now or forever.
That's
hold
all
them.
the ones I got.
All right. Did you give any thought to the booth rule on this? Which one would be more different if we remade it?
Well, I mean, WarGames to me, because we're in a different geopolitical time right now.
Different geopolitical time, and there's no way to innocently hack into the nation's defense systems anymore. You have to be
the technology
malicious.
Is so different.
And now AI actually probably is going to start controlling weapon systems.
That's right, Keith.
Which Skynet scares the shit out of me.
We're all gonna die.
So, I think WarGames would be the most different in a remake. So that's another plus for that movie. Joe, it is time to make a verdict. Here we go.
Wait a minute, you can't get away with this. Oh no, I'm afraid I can. You see, only the president of the Greek Council can call a vote. That's completely unfair. This is bullshit. Meeting adjourned.
Our favorite this week, 3-seed WarGames, is an odd number. Therefore, I will go first. Well, Joe, I mean, Blues Brother is a fucking epic. It's a classical music comedy. It's great.
Yeah, agreed.
But for 80s-ness, for me, when we rated these, it was all about WarGames. My score of 31.5 to 20 reflects that. It's one of those ones you kind of knew going in, but I enjoyed watching both of these again.
Yeah.
But my vote, unequivocally, going WarGames here, Joe, and I expect I'm going to hear something similar from you.
You are. It was slightly closer for me. My final points came out 28 to 21, but I am definitely very much in the camp for WarGames on this one.
All right. Well, that is a 2-0 head start for WarGames.
That's right.
I don't think WarGames is going to have a tough time in this round, to be honest,
Not
Joe.
either.
But we'll find out. And that's all the time we have for this week. But next time on the 80s-ist, it's going to be Season 4, Episode 25. The Red Dawn region continues. 7-seed Gremlins versus 10-seed Porkies. Yes, that's right.
Oh, what a treat.
Oh, man. I got to tell you, I watched Porkies already, and woof.
Yeah.
Bro.
Sorry,
Good
folks.
luck. Good luck if you haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. So, hey, at the end of each show, we play a quote from an 80s movie. Yeah, run to the comments. Identify the movie without looking it up first.
Yes.
And last week, we had this quote.
So we got the old rust bucket tonight.
You want to watch what you call my car? It's real sensitive.
All right. And the first one to nail this one in the comments was our friend Jenny. Jenny?
Yes.
I would point out that my sister also got it independently, but she was a little bit later. So she knows, so she lows.
Yeah, she does not read the comments. She comes in as soon as she's listened and guesses. And she got it right, but unfortunately she was like, I think an hour behind Jenny or something. So
And hey, if y'all want to cast your votes on these movies, as well as identify the quotes, you got to come to our Substack. It is the80sest.substack.com. Free now and forever. Join us there. We have a lovely little community, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
We do want to hear from you guys. And I will say, Joe, I think you were pretty generous to the audience with this week's quote. I will be absolutely stunned if nobody gets this one.
I tried to go with a less obvious quote from this movie.
It is less obvious. I think the context will give it away.
All right.
But we'll see. But yeah, You're right. There are a dozen obvious quotes from this film that you didn't use. So we'll see. All right. Well, that's it for today's show. In Cleveland, this is Keith Marsteller, and until we meet again, be excellent to each other.
And in Seattle, this is Joe Walk. Thank you for listening. Tune in again next week because we'll be back.
Visit to a military facility? Yes. Fine. May I start by saying how thrilled we are to have you here. We are such fans of your music and all of your records. That's right. I'm not speaking of yours personally, but the whole genre of the rock and roll and so many of the exciting things that are happening in music today. And let me explain a bit about what's going on. This is our monthly At Ease weekend. It gives us a chance to kind of let down our hair, although I see you all have a head start on it. These haircuts wouldn't pass military muster, believe me. Although I shouldn't talk. My hair's getting a little shaggy, too. Better not get too close to you. They'll think I'm part of the band. I'm joking, of course. Shall we go in and I'll show you around?